Dan,
Daniel.
it's me and you, man.
We're used to this. It's comfy. It's cozy.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And since it's just me and you, I
Yeah.
thought that I should ask you this very important question.
Oh, let's go. Let's get real.
What song makes you cry every time you hear it?
Ooh. Boy, that's
just fills you up.
Question.
Maybe you don't cry, but maybe it just gives you chills, makes you just be like, wow, this song really hits me deep.
Wow. I'm like, there's so many songs going through my head. And I'm trying not to go like easy guess and go 21 Pilots, but like that's where my mind goes. Unfortunately. I think, wow, this is an amazing question. Because I know I'm forgetting something. I know I'm forgetting something at the top of my head. Anytime you ask me a music question, I'm like, what 21 Pilots song?
Of course. That's how it always goes.
House of Gold is going to become that song for me because now that became the song that me and my mom danced to at my wedding. Okay. It's going to become it wasn't that before, but I know now every time I hear that for the rest of my life, that's what I'm going to think of and probably get emotional thinking about it. And Smithereens is another good one because it's like a relatable message in there that's a little bit more of a soft spoken song. So I hate to go with my boys, but they're, they can pull at the heartstrings in the right setting for me. So I might have to think a little bit more on this one. What about you, man?
For me, and this all came up because I saw a tweet about this and I immediately thought Runaway by Kanye. That was the first thing that went through my head. And then I listened to it, the album version, by the way, the 9-minute, epic, version of the song where he basically hums for the last 4 minutes of the song.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, that's the one. Still does it every single time. I don't know what it is about that song that that takes me back to a place when I was have a toast for the douchebags and run away. Run away as fast as you can. Run away. Wow. That song makes me because it's that was a time where I always say this, when you find the right person, there's so much of it has to do with timing. And I'm if I met Siobhan in 2010, we would not be together. No,
sure. Yeah.
There's no way we would not be together in 2010 because Daniel Dudley in 2010 was not Daniel Dudley in 2015 or whenever we met, 2016. So yeah. But Runaway is what a time. That song just takes me back.
Great song.
Yeah.
I love that pick.
Yeah.
My other thought was to go what Guns N' Roses song was it that just made the three of you, me, and Salah look at each other and just say, Grimes? That's a different emotion. Tear up in another way, painful.
If
that's another one that always triggers.
If I actually knew what song that was, it probably would make me tear up because that was the first Coachella. That was such a great moment in our lives.
Yeah. It was.
Because wasn't it the first? Was that the first night, or maybe it was second night of Coachella?
Second night. Yeah. Look at the poster. Second night.
Oh yeah, and it was just wow, what a moment. And we talk about it all the time.
We do.
If I knew what song that was, I would. Yeah, I just know.
We knew we had to stay for Welcome to the Jungle, so maybe it got to Paradise City, and we're like, Grant, was ready to move on from this.
We could probably look at the Coachella set list and figure it out. We're 15 minutes in. This seems about right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow.
Well, I had to ask you that one.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it was a good one.
That is really good. That's really good. I'm gonna be thinking about that all night now.
Oh yeah.
All night now. Yeah. Love that question.
Well, welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. It's Didi out here in Los Angeles. Dan is in Pittsburgh, and Chris is somewhere. Who cares? He's out. He'll be out. It's fine. Yeah. Anyways, today on the show, we've got a lot to get to. We're going to be talking Elvis weddings. They are apparently no more. We're going to talk about a crazy Geico STD story Geico STDs. It's an amazing story. Coachella, we're going to talk about, which is going to be me doing a little bit of pleading to my friend Dan, and much more. What we're listening to, what beer we're drinking, and all of that good stuff. But Dan, before we get it off our chest, let everyone know where they can find the Brunch Breakdown.
Yes, if you haven't been here by now, where the hell have you been? You've missed over 100 episodes plus, honestly. But plus, because we had many more prior to that. So welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. If this happens to be your first episode, where can you find us? Literally anywhere podcasts are found: Apple, Spotify, Google, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible, and many, many more. Live episodes every Wednesday. Hit follow, hit subscribe. Let those episodes come to you. Don't miss those. Full videos available also every Wednesday on our YouTube and Facebook page. Those premiere at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and on demand anytime that you want to watch them. And of course, we're everywhere on social media too: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Triller, TikTok, at Brunch Breakdown. And don't forget, find that Sounds of Brunch playlist every Friday-ish, depending on when Chris and Dee Dee want to send me their songs. It's really now up to them. I'd say it's up to me, but it's not. Every Friday on Spotify. And enjoy that for your weekend listening pleasure. We give you what we're listening to each week. So Sounds of Brunch, follow that, and it'll be ready to update with you on Spotify every week.
I have been told about the Sounds of Brunch playlists that we need to keep the playlist to 2 weeks, not redo it every week. So we need to keep the songs on for 2 weeks. I've been told that.
Okay. Too quick to catch up.
Too quick to catch
keep
up.
Them on there.
Is that we need to keep them on there for 2 weeks. People like that we update them, but apparently, like the way that like Apple and Spotify do their things, they update them like every like week and a half, or they just like move songs down and move songs up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll make sure I tell people.
So we keep one set of songs on for 2 weeks and then just move it down.
Yeah.
And then add the next week, that type of thing.
Yeah. So it's just like,
we can do that.
Yeah.
We can definitely do that. Hey,
like,
we appreciate that feedback and that
Yes.
advice. We're here for the people, and we're willing to accommodate. We can certainly do that.
Because I've been told they're like, I listen to the podcast and then I go to listen to the playlist and it's a different, the songs aren't there. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Or you're like, yeah, you miss a week, you're on your honeymoon, you want to come back, catch up on the pod, but you missed the playlist is gone. You want to catch up. Okay, we're here for you, people.
Yeah,
appreciate that. We'll do it.
I get it. If you go to Spotify, you want to find that Jordan Sparks song, go to Brunch
That's
Breakdown.
right.
Go to the Sounds of Brunch playlist. I get
Jordan, hey, Jordan, real quick, wrap up that album. We need that cameo. Wrap it up.
Seriously.
Still unavailable.
Come on, Jordan. Get it done. All right. Well, let's get into get it off our chests, Daniel. And I got to get something off my chest. This is a big deal. Big deal. So life is crazy right now. You know, I'm working a bunch, doing a bunch of different things. Shout out to myself. I'm actually on a realtor.com commercial that is airing right now nationally.
Yo, let's go.
Freaking wild. It's wild.
Right. Dude, can we go into business together? Let's go.
Dude, it's wild. Me and Siobhan were arguing over something stupid, and then all of a sudden she screams, "That's your voice!" And I don't even know what we were arguing about. Don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, we rewound it back. We're like, holy shit, it's on TV. Like, and it's airing all over the place. So anyways, yeah, which is awesome. But enough about me. This is about you, Daniel. In this crazy life that I have,
Yikes.
and traveling like crazy, then getting back, and the kids and all this stuff, I completely forgot to give you your wedding card that was in my suitcase. It was sitting in my suitcase when I got back to LA. So you know how it is when you unpack. You either unpack the day you get back, or you don't unpack for like a month later.
Right.
A month later, I unpacked. I see your card sitting in the suitcase, and I'm like, God damn it. So, Daniel, I am now Venmoing you your wedding gifts right now.
Okay.
Live on the Brunch Breakdown. So, there's your late wedding gift.
Amazing.
Had to get that off my chest just so you were like, man, you didn't give me a wedding gift? What the hell's wrong with that guy? Anyways, I completely forgot to give you your card and all of the craziness. And yeah, so there you go, Daniel. Wedding gift is now yours.
Well, thank you, my friend. Yeah, I'll have this digital card forever. We'll have the pile of paper ones, but nothing can replicate this digital card. That is absolutely incredible. That is absolutely incredible. So
Yes.
thank you in advance, and I'll send you a digital e-card. Thank you.
Yes.
In about a month
Yeah.
and a half.
Yes. Oh, I had to get that off my chest. There you go.
Oh, epic.
Epic. I told you it was going to be epic. Yeah.
I mean, easy to forget. You were in the wedding. You know,
Yes.
you would have had to have, because you unfortunately didn't have your wife there. So she couldn't make it out. Completely understandable. So where would you have carried that? You would have needed baggage, go back to the room, something. Totally get it.
Exactly. So completely
Easy
my
to
fault.
get.
Yeah. And just a waste of $4.99 on a card.
Yeah.
Which might be the more annoying part, was that like I wasted a check and I wasted a card. I wasted money on a card. So there you go.
Amazing. Well, thank you. Again. So what I need to get off my chest this week is, now the honeymoon is over. The wedding is over.
You guys getting divorced already?
No. Still got a ring. We're all right. But for the first time in our relationship, we haven't had like something big, particularly a trip, to look forward to. We're always planning and always looking forward to that next trip. I mean, hell, we went to Coachella less than 6 months of dating. So like that first trip got out of the way quick. You know it. But there's always been something, even that, I mean, through the pandemic, obviously it was very difficult when we were stuck at home. We didn't really have an idea of when our next trip was going to be. And eventually we found a way to do a quick road trip and things like that. But we've always had, for the most part, something to look forward to. And now for the first time, we don't. There's like nothing on the books. Even something like Coachella is really not solidified for next year. There's like, what do we have to look forward to? It's like, we got to have something. And after coming off the horrendous flight experience that we had on the way home, which if you haven't heard, relive that on last week's episode of the Brunch Breakdown. Absolutely horrendous. We got off that and we were like, we're not flying for a long time. My wife is not ready to get back on a plane. Still getting used to saying that, by the way. We're like, maybe we should do the road trip thing again. And so here we are, just innocent people sitting around last week. And what happens? Boom. Southwest has this huge sale on flights that you need to book within 3 days to these select cities. We're like, oh no, it's 40% off. 40%. Big number. We're like, we don't have anything to look forward to, but like, we just spent all this money. Do we really need to book another flight because there's a sale? Like, do we need to do it? At the same time, we're like, our honeymoon flights cost us a fortune because like prices kept going up. There's no good way to find a sales price on flights anymore. It's like, book on Tuesday. Well, no, it doesn't work anymore. Believe it or not, people. So we're looking at different cities, because it's not every city, because obviously we would have picked LA and we already had that figured out. But it made me nervous because every airline across the country is canceling hundreds of flights each week. And Southwest do? They're like, here's a huge sale. Like, how confident am I in that whatever we book is going to be there in a couple of months? It made me super, super nervous. And then we're on this time crunch. Like I said, it's like 3 days for this sale. And here's your cities. And oh, by the way, the 40% off flights are like only certain times of the day. Mm-hmm. And only certain days of the week. So now we're like trying to figure this out with like work schedules and when can we take time off? And we have to go in September or October. And there's a lot of things going on that time of year. There's birthdays, there's weddings, there's other stuff. It became so stressful. But we freaking picked a flight. We're going to go to South Carolina sometime later this year in the fall. I'm sure it'll be delightful, but Southwest, do not make me regret this at all. Better be a pleasant flight experience there and home. And please don't cancel this flight, because I wasn't ready to book another trip. And less than a week home from a honeymoon, we're already on to the next one. What can I say?
Dude, that is a warning to all flights, all airlines.
Yeah.
Stop canceling these flights, man. Like it's insane, dude. People are, it's like understaffed, like, all that. And yeah, man, it's a mess right now with flights. It's either your flight goes completely perfect or your flight is just like the worst day ever. Cause I feel like what's happening is like, I feel like there's no more delays on flights. It's no like, oh yeah, like my day got derailed because like I was delayed for 2 hours. It's like, no, like your flight goes from happening to just, yeah, it's not here anymore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Here's a hotel voucher and we'll see you tomorrow. Like it's insane. Because when I was leaving your bachelor party, every JetBlue flight that was leaving that airport was canceled except mine. Only one. Ooh. So it was insane. So like the line to like get in the airport, it's not big in South Carolina, in Charleston, South Carolina, it's not big at all. So it was chaos with all these people trying to get to like New York and in Boston, a bunch of places. They were like, it was chaos. Yeah. Wild.
Jeez. Yeah. And I'm nervous because we're going to like a smaller city too. We were looking at other bigger cities. The schedule just didn't line up. Like, I feel like there's less of a chance that those flights will be the smaller cities. Those flights get eliminated. Those are the ones that they wipe out, but they're less likely to be like delayed. There's just, it's only going back and forth a couple of times. You're not going to run into many issues in those airports. So fingers crossed, man. Wishing us good luck. Southwest, don't screw this over. Don't screw us over, please.
Oh God. All right. Well, that is getting off our chest. Now let's get into Peruse Day, which you might need on your flights coming up in the fall. Yeah. You might need that.
No doubt.
Well, here's the interesting IPA I have. Death Row West Coast IPA. Ooh. Death Row West Coast IPA, which I am super excited to try here. Boomtown Brewing in Los Angeles. It's got a QR code for music downloads on here too, which is cool. Celebrating the 30th anniversary of Death Row Records.
I was just gonna say, is it Death Row Records? Okay.
Oh yeah. Whole thing. Pretty sweet. That's
amazing.
Right? I know. It's pretty cool. I saw it and I was like, gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta give it a try. Here we go. Let's see how this goes down today.
What kind of color you got there? Okay. Oh, okay. It's pretty clean, pretty clear.
It's hazy. It's fruity.
Is it?
What are we doing here?
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
A little citrusy.
A little citrusy. You know how the West Coast IPA, the hazy IPAs are, and it's like, it's nothing wild. This isn't the best beer I've ever had in my life, but it's good. So
you hope it wouldn't be, because then what's everybody else doing?
Exactly. So big shouts to Death Row, the Thug Life Death Row IPA from Boomtown Brewing in Los Angeles. I'm a big fan. So
love that. I love that concept. I love the idea. I love the can.
I love it.
Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Well, I've got a shout out, a special shout out, since it is just the two of us. I've got a son of Wisconsin, Chris Gates special here. So this is kind of a dual brews day for me and for him, but he always talks about the Wisconsin breweries, and I've got probably one of the biggest ones here, New Glarus Brewing Company. This is the Two Women Lager, and I've had New Glarus before. So they're known for Spotted Cow. It's a fantastic beer. It really is. I honestly don't know if I've had this. I feel like I would have in many beer rendezvous with Chris. But the Two Women Lager, we got to go old school here. We got the bottle. I forgot my, ooh, this looks like it's ready to explode. I was going to say, I forgot my glass. Probably could have used that, but so we've got a lager here. It's solid. It's solid. It is. Let me give you another taste here. Some lagers can be like punch you in the face malty, and I like malt. This one's pretty smooth. Honestly, it's pretty smooth. If you're a Pilsner beer drinker, I think, this one's got a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more malt. It's not overly done. So I like it. This is a good summer beer too, because you want to be able to crush in the heat. And sometimes with a lager like a Yingling can get, be a little bit heavy, a little bit quick. Too much of that sweet, too much of that malt can pile on. That may be more ideal for the fall. So shout out to these two women, at least. And New Glarus, Wisconsin's favorite son,
nice.
repping you here today.
Solid. So it's more of like a Chris Middleton beer, not a Giannis beer. It's like
yeah,
I gotcha. It's like, it's a Drew Holiday type.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it.
So it's good.
I love it. Well, cheers, Dan.
Cheers. Cheers indeed.
I was on a set recently, and another dude was named Dan. No shock there. No shock at all.
No.
Like, do you ever get confused do you ever respond when people call you Daniel? Do people ever say Daniel and you like look like people are talking to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I hear it out loud, I will turn. Because it's a popular name, but not so popular where I'm like, it's definitely somebody else, even if they're referring to me by my legal full name. Yeah. Right. I'll still think it's for me.
Yeah. Because when people say Dan, I don't even flinch.
Really?
Like not one bit. Like not one bit. I don't even don't even recognize it. And someone said it, and I was just like on my phone, just like not paying any attention. Like, I know he's not talking to me.
Yeah.
Like, like it doesn't even register in my brain.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And most of the time when I hear it, it's not for me, but there'll be the occasional, maybe if they said Dan once or twice and I didn't hear them, and then it's Daniel. That's me. That's me now.
Got you. Well, let's get into the main menu. There's a big announcement today. Came straight to our phones. Coachella's back. April 14th to the 16th, weekend 1. April 21st to the 23rd, weekend 2, 2023. And my friend Dan and his new wife, who I may or may not hate after this conversation, going back and because she's already sent a text message out to the group saying something about another music festival.
Yeah, she did.
Dan, what do we got to do here? Do we got to go weekend 2? Are we going weekend 2 for the first time? And the last time? This is the last
Don't give
ride?
me that. Don't give me that.
This is the last ride, Dan. Think about it. It would have been the last ride a couple years ago, but it got taken away from us.
Okay.
So after this time, it feels like we need to go back one more time.
Why though? Why after this last time do we have to go there one more time?
We have to go there one more time just so we can do it like normal people. Not like we did this time. Because the last time it was so crazy this past year. So crazy because we hadn't been to concerts.
Yeah.
Most of us hadn't been to any concerts. We hadn't been anywhere. First time we seen each other. We were like going to the festival at like 1:00 every day. Crazy. We don't do that shit. What are we doing?
I know.
We don't do that. It was nutty.
Right. We don't.
We won't do that this time. It will be normal chilling. Coachella.
Why should I
ride?
Why should I believe that though? Why should I believe that when we actually, because we'll get there and then the schedule will get released and then we'll be like, well, we got to be there by so and so at 2. We can't miss that set.
I am telling you, everybody is on tour now. Everyone's going on tour now. If this would have been a normal year, I would have been like, I already saw Lawrence, or I'm going to see Lawrence like next month or something like that. Yeah. But it was like, we'd been listening to some of these people's albums for 2 years, waiting to see them live. Yeah. And that's why it was like, well, I got to be in there for Chelsea Cutler. I got to be in there, at 2:25. I got to be in there. And I won't have to do that this next year. I won't have to do that. We back to our regular scheduled 4:00 times, maybe 3:30, but definitely not leaving the house at 1:00. The hell are we doing?
Because I know silly. That was insane. That was
what
insane. And not only was my wife in a great deal of pain, what she was dealing with. But like I try to explain that to people. It's physically exhausting.
Yeah.
Like I literally stretch for 10 minutes before we leave every day. And then when we get home, and that's why hot tub Coachella is a thing. And it's still it's a physical toll. Because then you don't even get a lot of sleep because you're just like amped up and you're ready to get up the next day and talk about it and everything. But I'll admit, I saw the message come through, the first one about the dates, and I thought, oh shit, here comes pre-sale. And then that message followed. And my first instinct has been for the past about 7 years, Coachella announcement, send it to you, send it to the group. And for the very first time, I said nothing and I let it go. And maybe about less than an hour after I had first saw it, I saw your text and I thought, okay, he's still fighting it. He's still fighting the good fight and wants to do this, because the debate has been not like stop going to a music festival, right? Because the debate from the group is, or some of the group is, let's go to another one. But you want to run it back. You want to Tom Brady this shit.
More year.
But
one more year. One more year. One more year. Come on.
But why should we do this one again instead of go somewhere else? Because you want to go to a different music festival. You've said that.
I do, but I also just want to do Coachella one more time.
Do you want to go into it knowing that? Is that what it is?
Yes. I feel like we didn't get to make jerseys. We didn't get to make t-shirts that said The Last Ride. True. We didn't get to, because it was just like, it's happening. And we all were kind of like, oh shit, COVID numbers are rising. Are we going to go again? I have no idea. Like basically up until like March, I was nervous that we still weren't going. Right. So like, cause when shit like spiked in December, I was like, uh-oh. Like all of a sudden Omicron showed up and I was like, frick, we're not going.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I want a year where there's no uncertainty. We all know what's going on. It's normal. We've been to concerts. We're normal people, and we go and we send it off one last time. We got to do it for Frankie. You know what I mean?
No,
do it for Frankie.
No. No, Frankie's amazing. His fleet's getting a little, too big. The past 2 years we've gone. Either I've been sick or Shannon has been sick. Like so sick that it ruins part of the experience and we miss out on something. So I don't want to hear like that's the reason why you have to go, because it's just like the cycle's going to continue. Mm-hmm. Maybe it won't be one of us. Maybe it will be one of you this time. But like now there's this spell over us when we go there that something bad happens.
You can't leave the polo fields the way that you've left the polo fields. You can't leave them like this.
Yeah, limping.
Yeah, you can't leave it like that. You have to leave the polo fields standing up straight, not carrying each other out of there. Yeah. You gotta do it one last time to show Coachella its respect that it deserves. You salute the Ferris wheel on your way out. Shannon, hear me. You can hear me.
But yeah, she's going to have to be. I mean, it's not that it hasn't been equal parts the decision in the past, but now it most certainly has to be. And yeah, I don't know. I got to check the schedule thing, because you'd be willing to go weekend two for also the very first time.
I'll go weekend two.
If that's the only time we could go.
Yeah, I'll go weekend two. I think we all would go weekend two if that's what we got to do.
Yeah. I mean, we already know one of the headliners, and I'm not super thrilled.
Listen.
So that's not helping your case either.
Listen, that does not mean, I feel like the lineup for Coachella is going to be even better next year, because I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm going to put out an album or I'm going to do my own tour and then I'll get back to Coachella later. Because seeing the festivals that have been announcing lineups recently, like Austin City Limits, like Day in Vegas, all the festivals that were coming up in October or September or whatever, you're like, okay. it's like everyone's like, yep, we're now on board. And so I'm like, the next Coachella lineup is going to be epic and Frank Ocean. But it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
And then Frank Ocean. But listen, Frank may not show up. We don't know. Like, who knows? You know?
It's true.
Frank's more like, we have a better chance of Kanye showing up than Frank does. So I don't know. It's like, I'm just saying, I would not count it out. We should not count it out.
So, but do you want this decision for those that aren't aware, that pre-sale actually, starts this week.
Friday.
It's Friday. You get the payment plan, which is a huge, enormous perk. You can obviously buy them in January at full price, but there's a lot of pressure within a few days to make a very, very big decision if you want to get in early and get that payment plan going.
Listen, I've already started looking at houses.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
I'll
you tell me what you need.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this happen.
Give me the ammunition for this conversation that I need in order to convince my other half that, because you, like you said, she was the only one to respond to you, and it was about another music festival. So she's not quite there yet. This might take some massaging. I don't know if I can get it done in 3 days.
I think you can do it, Dan.
Okay.
The ammunition you need is saying there's no better festival in this world than Coachella. You don't want to go out limping. You want to go out with your head held high.
I mean, that's what got me to come back this past year was that. That one got taken away from us, and going out like that was rough.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we'll talk more about Coachella at another time. Anyways, let's get into a different topic that we have here. Geico is having to pay out $5.2 million to a young woman who had sex in a Geico insured car, got an STD, and that is something that Geico has to pay out now because she got an STD from having sex in a car. Did you know that is something that is even in any insurance policy statement? Because this is incredible.
No, because a couple of things is I don't know if I should get or ditch Geico based on this. I don't know if this is good or bad if they're covering it. But it certainly made me reassess all of my insurance policies on all my vehicles and homes and properties and everything like that moving forward. Just wow. Read the fine print, people, because apparently it's covered.
I can't believe that this is something like she took this to Geico at first, and then they like completely denied the claim, and then took it to court. $5.2 million they have to pay out. And of course they're like appealing, and it's going to be hung up in court and whatnot. But like this woman is going to get millions of dollars from Geico. And I am just like, where does it stop? So if Geico can insure all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So it's like
home auto.
Yeah. So if it's proven that there's an STD on your boat, it's what does every insurance company do this? Like Dan, houses. This is what you do. Did you know this?
No, and it's terrifying. Yeah, as a property owner, that is that covered then for people that I'm not even responsible for, but just own the property for. You mentioned boats. Probably happens a lot more often on boats, people. Yeah. Probably happens a lot more often in boats. And I'll tell you what, the precedent that this sets now, because it seems like it's gone back and forth in court a couple of times, and this lady keeps winning. Mm-hmm. And you're right. It won't stop. It'll keep getting hung up. But if that's the precedent it's setting, then it's just going to open up Pandora's box into this. And then how do you prove that? Just by connecting, well, he has it. Mm-hmm. I have it now. How do you go to the lengths to prove that it was definitely that person and it definitely happened in that spot? Like, the circumstances have to really line up for you to be able to prove that in court for jurors to be like, yep, Yeah.
Dude.
Most definitely. That's on you, Geico. What?
I just don't know who wrote that. Who put that in to the policy? Because none of us read the policies. None of us read the stuff. It's like basically you read the Geico policy. You're like, all right, so if I get in a wreck and like my car gets totaled, do I get a rental car? All right, sweet. That's honestly all I ever care about whenever I am getting insurance. It's like the main things there for me. It's like, all right, so if something gets totaled or something gets burnt down or something, whatever, it's like I have a place to live, right? Okay, cool. We're good. Yeah.
Dude, I don't understand how this woman won this in court. I mean, 5.2 million, like how do you put a figure on how that affects the rest of her life? I guess it would probably vary very substantially. I can't even imagine. So trying to put a figure on it can't be that easy, but obviously it was high enough that she got that much for it. And like, how in the hell is this Geico's fault? Because this man chose Geico to save 15% or more on his car insurance. And it's not on him. It's on the insurance company. Oh, there's a piece missing somewhere.
Well, listen, that's why you get insurance, you know? You get HPV, you give it to somebody in your car, and you know you're covered.
Like the health insurance companies are just sitting back, like laughing at this. They have to be like, I don't know how we're not involved, but it's Geico's turn to deal with this shit.
It's honestly this might be my favorite story of 2022. Like, mark it down. Like, this is
nominated for a brunchy already.
100% nominated for a brunchy. Like, we're halfway into 2022, and this is for me the absolute story of the year. Like, I
don't know how anything can top it, and it's unexplainable. But again, the fact that she's won a couple rounds of this so far as it's gone back and forth, and it seems like it's going to stay that way. And boy, it is scary of what this could mean in the future. I'm telling you. And this wasn't like Missouri or something, right? Yeah. This wasn't even like some weird country or even like a weird state or something. It's just like Midwestern Missouri down there, and just sure. All on you, Geico. That poor Gecko. I hope this doesn't take out their advertising budget, because they have phenomenal ads.
They do. But this might take one away. I don't know.
Gonna have to bring the cavemen back or something. Go on a smaller budget.
Oh God. All right. And more weird stories we've got. No more Elvis weddings. Elvis Presley's estate, I guess, just found out that there are weddings in Vegas with Elvis.
Yeah, right.
You got to think, for people of a certain age, unless your parents were like Elvis Presley fans, you only know of Elvis as this like person who people impersonate. And one of those impersonations is in Vegas. He's synonymous with Vegas, or at least old Vegas anyways.
Yeah.
And like now Elvis Presley's estate is like no more Elvis weddings after Kourtney Kardashian got married with one, and a couple other celebrities got married with Elvis in the last couple of years, and now they're like, no more. I'm like, where have you guys been?
Yeah. And what are you worried about? Tarnishing Elvis's name because of the celebrities choosing to, and people choosing to use these Vegas wedding services? Is that what you're concerned about? Like you said, we're of the generation where Elvis is like fictional. Yeah. Like the guy died very early. So we know his music, and we know Vegas. You think Elvis, you think Vegas and the impersonators. And and that includes weddings in addition to the shows and the street performers. So like, what are you concerned about at this point that's being tarnished? Like, you looking at the future of the Elvis legacy? Like, this movie just came out that's been really popular, right? And they're like, that's it, we're back on top, get rid of the weddings. Like, what?
I feel like the Elvis impersonators, because if you've seen any pictures of Elvis when he like actually was like close to dying, it's not a pretty man.
No.
It is not a good looking man.
Yeah.
And because of Elvis impersonators, they have literally made Elvis seem like he looked the same forever. But if you
Right.
actually dive deep into like how Elvis died and what he looked like when he was like done, it was like, ugh, nobody wants to impersonate that.
No, no. Everything's based off of peak Elvis still to this day. And yeah, those impersonators are only using peak Elvis, and they've, how accurate they are, I don't know. It seems like they've gotten worse when they should be getting better. But again, it's so weird. It's so weird that, they chose this time, and probably one of the more, that's the other thing. How popular are Elvis weddings going to be in like 10 years anyways?
Yeah.
Where it's all like fictional for generations like ours, where we weren't around when Elvis was around. We just know him as this amazing superstar in the music, but like we weren't there for it. And so it's not something Elvis doesn't live on like Star Wars does, where they just like keep having stuff that comes out and like those themes can keep coming. But so like in 10 years, it's probably running his courts anyways. So I don't know why they're like, you know what, we're putting an end to it now before it gets out of hand. Like,
yeah, I have no idea, but it's funny. But now the question is though, Dan, who is the celebrity that replaces Elvis? Because there's got to be one. What dead celebrity replaces Elvis as the person who buries people?
Well, that's a fantastic question. Yeah, like I feel like I'm trying to think of famous people in Vegas. Well, they're not dead yet though. That's the problem.
That's true. That's fair.
They're not dead yet.
So I guess Wayne Newton could just.
I was gonna say Wayne Newton's like not like if you saw Wayne Newton at the NFL draft, we may not be a few years. We may just be a few years away from being able to use Wayne Newton, because it was like, yo, maybe you should stop. Ease up on the shows and the surgery and whatever you're doing there, Wayno, because I feel like he could be next in line.
Yeah. Also, he could just start doing it now.
He could.
Like,
he could.
Just do it.
Well, speaking of ones that are happening now, I want to run through a couple of others. It made me think about, like, is Elvis the most popular theme? Is it expensive? So pulling up a site here, it's Viva Las Vegas, of course, traditional and themed weddings, one of the more popular places in Vegas to have your themed wedding. And I want to run through their service offerings. And I want you to tell me what you think is great, what's not great. And I want to do this based on price.
Okay.
Because we've got a wide variety of price here.
Okay.
So it starts off at $500. Santa's Workshop.
No.
It's a little disturbing.
That's just weird.
It's a little disturbing.
Yeah.
Graveyard Special. So you got like Halloween-based weddings. I could see that being popular.
Okay.
Dracula's Tomb, same boat. Then we're up to the $650, where it's 50s and 60s. Again, these are like old people at this point.
Yeah.
Doing this, 50s and 60s. A disco wedding, same thing. Gangster. Rock and roll. It's like more of an 80s themed wedding.
Yeah.
Western.
I guess that could be sort of fun. You dress up in the old outfits, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camelot.
No.
Intergalactic. So this is a Star Trek. Is the picture is a Star Trek wedding.
Yeah.
Pirates. Okay. This one I don't understand. Alice Cooper. So there's your celebrity that's not dead yet. That already, but why is the question? Why is there an Alice? And it's $750, dude. $750. Santa's a bargain, but Alice Cooper, no, $750. I don't understand that.
Is it really Alice Cooper? I feel like you might be able to get the real Alice Cooper for cheaper.
You're probably right. I don't get that one. Because like, what are you dressing up as? Because a lot of these other ones, it's like you dress up as the part, but like, what are you dressing up as if just like the officiant looks like Alice Cooper? $900 now is Egyptian. Chucky, the Chucky themed wedding.
Okay.
Phantom, basically Phantom of the Opera. Freddy Krueger, superhero, zombie for a bargain, $800, Liberace, $850, Beetlejuice, The Grinch. Yes, The Grinch, like the Grinch who stole Christmas, $850. What on earth are people thinking?
I just don't understand why the prices are so different.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make any sense to me either.
Like, why are you paying? Like, do you know how many? Like, every Halloween, there's a good Beetlejuice costume. Beetlejuice isn't a hard costume.
No,
like I've seen it for years and years and years and years. Like, it's easy to look like Beetlejuice. So I don't understand why that's more expensive than honestly anything else. I don't get it.
The last couple, Blues Brothers, $850. Thriller, Michael Jackson impersonator,
okay.
$900.
Listen, that's fun. You get the Michael Jackson impersonator dressed as Michael Jackson, and you guys all dress like the people, like the background dancers. That's how you get married.
That's a good one.
That's kind of fun.
Also for $950, The Hangover.
Okay.
I like that one a lot. Because you do have like a full cast there too. So The Hangover, but again, why is it $950?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
There's another superhero package called Superhero Love and Justice. That's the Joker. There's Batman. I don't know what's going on. Rocky Horror Picture Show, $950. And the last one is a Bond wedding, as in James Bond, for $1,100. And I don't know why, but just a quick overview of the services that now these places are offering now that Elvis is out of the running.
Wow. I think it's time to bring Elvis back. Ready? It is now time to bring Elvis back.
Yeah. We don't have the Elvis anymore, but we have the Grinch Who Stole Christmas if you're interested in him. No, that's okay.
Dude, we'll go to Santa Claus though. If you're doing the Santa, like,
yo, you got to get some counseling. Pre-marriage counseling, people. That's weird.
Something weird's going on.
That's why it's the cheapest priced, but
yeah.
Amazing.
Weird.
I like the Hangover idea. That's one's my favorite. Santa's the weirdest, and the Hangover I think that's my favorite.
Oof. Yeah, I don't, man.
Remember that taco? Remember, and then we had this wasn't on here, but
Taco Bell.
Made me think Taco Bell. Yeah, we did that a couple years ago on the breakdown. We covered the Taco Bell wedding. I thought that was
See, I like that.
Those are cool themes.
Elvis,
Star Wars, Santa. No,
I don't hate the Halloween one. Just because if you really are into Halloween,
yeah.
I think that could actually be fun. Like, I'm not into Halloween, but if one of my friends were and they're like, "We're getting married, it's a Halloween wedding," I'd be like, "Oh, I'm down. Let's go." Like, that sounds like it could be a lot of fun to do that. But man, some of those other ones, the Beetlejuice theme wedding, just still
a little pricey.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Weird one. But it is what it is. People are weird out there. That's what you got.
That's why they're going to Vegas to get married, I guess.
Yeah. And so is Elvis's estate, because I don't know why you stopped this now. Like, I don't know why you stopped this now. Like, it's done nothing but good for Elvis's legacy to anyone under the age of, like, I don't know, 45. So
right. Honestly, do us all a favor and keep Elvis's themed weddings alive.
Yes.
So people got some better options in there.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't look that bad compared to others.
No, bring back Elvis. All right. Here's one thing I wanted to throw at you, Dan, and you don't know that this is coming. I saw this. Busch Gardens and SeaWorld are offering one free beer to anyone who comes to the park through August 4th. Free beer. You get one free beer at Busch Gardens and at SeaWorld. Anyone who walks through the door. It's like anyone who, purchase a ticket, gets through, they get one free beer and they come. Free beer, Busch Gardens and SeaWorld. Um, I don't know how I feel about you being able to just like drink freely at like every amusement park now. like, like it was kind of quirky. I thought like when at the Disney World, because you could drink like at any of the parks except for the Magic Kingdom. Now I think you can drink in the Magic Kingdom, I believe.
Wow.
But like I always thought that was interesting that you could do it, but there's so much to do at Disney parks. There's so much to do there, so you really can't get hammered if you're with your family. If you're with your friends, like whatever, go have a ball. But like at SeaWorld, there's not that much to do there.
All right. A lot of walking around and sitting down.
Yeah, so potentially you can drink a lot there.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, because there was even some local, there's like a beer garden where you can drink in this area. So like, obviously, again, if you're there with your family, you're not really hanging out there a long time. That's interesting about Disney though, but you're right. Cause I don't think they're worried about people getting hammered or anything like that, because you're there with your family, you're walking around. I mean, as a young, a young parent, and me within the next few years, it's encouraging to know that now when we go, we'll have that option.
That's true.
Unlike our parents. So very pleased. Bruise day every day.
Yes.
But yeah. Oh, SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What do you do at SeaWorld?
Like, I understand like I didn't even know how many SeaWorld. Is SeaWorld still open? Like, I get the incentive. And it's like, please come to SeaWorld. First beer's on us. Like ladies' night Wednesday at SeaWorld. I feel like that's what's like wing night. We're here for the fish, not for the chicken. Come on for wing night at SeaWorld. I feel like that's where we're going.
Half off for ladies at SeaWorld. It's amazing.
Is that where we're going with these incentives to get people to come into SeaWorld? Like, I get it, because not on a big priority list maybe of places to go, but dangerous. Yeah. Dangerous to be walking around SeaWorld in the hot summer and just want to be like, oh, for first one's free on them. So that's an extra one that I was already going to pay for. So might as well have a couple. We're going to sit here and watch this show, and I'm just going to get drunk and hopefully not spill any beer into the large fish tank over the edge.
I am going to be looking through all of social media looking for SeaWorld fight videos. I feel like that's going to become a trend this summer, as you're just giving the first beer away for free. So that means you're going to get another one.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's never in history has someone taken the one free beer. It's like taking one potato chip. No one in history has ever been like, I'll take the one chip. No, I'm done. I'm cut off. That's not how it works. It's not how it works.
There's a reason people and businesses keep using that promotion, because exactly right. That's not how it works. There will be more, and I'm sure we'll get ugly. I can't wait. Hey, if that's what's bringing SeaWorld back into the news, let's go. Can't wait for ladies' night.
Oh, God. Ladies' night at SeaWorld. Incredible. My God. All right. Well, let's get into what we are listening to, Dan. Dan, what's going on? What are you listening to this week?
So first one I want to start with this week is from somebody that we saw. I don't know how many years it's been now. It was probably maybe like the first year we went to Coachella. So that so then we are back. We're back away 6-7 years. When
2016?
Yeah, so probably when you first started taking us to school night, when we come out on trips to LA. And one of the first that I fell hard for a number of reasons, but especially musically, was Dagny, Norwegian singer-songwriter Dagny. Yes, absolutely love her sound. So she's got the first track she's released this year is called Bright Cider, and it's a nice feel-good kind of summer vibes song to it. I really like the style of her voice, and she's about to kick off her tour across the pond over near her home country and everything, and hope she'll make it back to the US soon, because I would love to see her again live, because I really enjoyed that performance from school night years and years ago. So Bright Cider from Dagny.
Nice. All right. Well, speaking of outside, I'm so happy that music sounds like summer again. And
Yeah.
if you tell me that that's not a real thing, like think about what everything sounds like now, according to what everything sounded like back then.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ray Shrimmered, Denial. Put it right now. Song right now. It's my song of the summer. Right now, it's all in the conversation. This is perfect. One, I'm happy Ray Shrimmered's back. I miss them so much. And speaking of first Coachella, Ray Shrimmered. See, this is why you have to go back. But anyways, I digress. Denial, great song, perfect summer song, perfect song just about, like old flames and, the summer and relationships, all that, just all those summer things that you get, summer love. And that's what this song's about. And it's great. I love it.
As a counterpoint, I could say the song title "Denial" is where we are with Coachella right now, and in denial about what to do.
You are in denial right now. That is what you're at. This in the chorus of the song, for people who don't know, they literally say in there, "This was a vibe. You're in denial," and that's what I'm saying to you.
It's fair.
Coachella's a vibe. You and Shannon are in denial.
That's fair.
Don't forget. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about wow, play that song for Shannon. Be like, that's Coachella.
That might help.
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. It'll be on the playlist for 2 weeks, so we've got some time.
2 weeks.
Next up for me is Bastille. And even though their album just came out like a few months ago, we already have a new single from them. And I love that artists and bands are not afraid to do this. They released an album, and it's not necessarily even like a deep track that got cut from it. It's a new song called Remind Me. And they've just been on a roll. They really have. And I'm happy for these guys. They grind. They really do. It's a great track, great beats, great vocals from Dan. So Remind Me from Bastille, another great one.
Nice. Love Bastille. Second year Coachella? Bastille?
Let's see.
Just I know this is supposed to be annoying anyway.
Yeah, you're like, now you're just like, I see what you're doing. I'm going to be thinking of it in my sleep and everything like that. I'll look at the poster while you're got all the posters in front of me. I'll look at it while you're next up here.
There you go. All right. Well, I got one, not Coachella, I promise.
Okay.
This song came up on a new music playlist I was listening to on Apple Music. Amelia Moore song is called I Feel Everything. And this is just a really, really great, deep song. And I just love it. She's kind of screaming a little bit, which makes me very excited to hear more from her. And but yeah, Amelia Moore, I Feel Everything. And she has an album out. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, or EP out. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I'm really excited about this song. So check it out.
I like that. Bastille, year 2. You're correct. Same day as Lady Gaga.
Year 2.
There you go. Last one up for me is my man. You may probably recognize this name. The dude, Teddy Swims.
Hey!
Back. Teddy Swims. You remember, it's been months since I put on his song Broke, and that is still just a jam.
Yep.
So he's back with a new song called Two Moods. And it's got some serious Alan Stone vibes, and I love it. A little bit more chill vibe on this one. It'd be a good summer evening, sitting out, campfire, pool, whatever it might be, song to relax to. So Teddy Swims, my man's back with Two Moods.
Nice. Speaking of Alan Stone, that's not who I had on this list, but he was on this random NBC show that was hosted by Kelly Clarkson and Snoop called American Song Contest.
Yes.
And he was on there.
Yeah.
A bit of both. I think that's what the song's called. A bit of both. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah. And it's just a really freaking good song.
Yes.
Like a really good song. And I had no idea until I was just like, because I forget, something came on after the last episode of that show. And they're like, oh, we'll go to Alan Stone in Seattle and see how many votes he got. And I was like, Alan Stone? What the hell?
I know.
And yeah. And then I looked up the song that he, had on the show that people were voting for. And I was like, this is a really good song. So hope to hear more from Alan Stone. I like Alan Stone.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Love him.
So
love him.
Yeah. Big fan. All right. Last one here is a brunch breakdown favorite. Ian Dior just put out a new song called Live Fast, Die Numb, and video's great. He's great. I love Ian Dior. I hope Ian Dior is on the lineup for Coachella and the next
Oof.
year. He is also,
oh, damn it. Don't say
yeah, that's what I mean. He's someone that is just, I think this kid is going to be so big, and I'm excited to see him live this summer. I love Ian Dior. So check it out. Live Fast, Die Numb.
Fantastic. I love it. And all those songs will now be on the playlist, Sounds of Brunch, for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks at a time. So check it out, Sounds of Brunch on Spotify.
Yes. Well, Dan, we are at the end of another episode of the Brunch Breakdown.
We did it. We made it. We covered a lot.
We covered a lot.
Yeah.
We covered a lot.
We did. But
yeah.
Good stuff. And we're going to have a interesting discussion here this evening about the future of Coachella and music festivals and where we go. So maybe an update on that next week.
Coachella 2023. Ray Shrimmer's In Denial. That is where you're at right now. Don't forget about the time you spent, Dan. Don't forget.
I know.
How much you love Coachella. Don't forget. It's the Brunch Breakdown. We're out.